Yo, what is going on, team? Just want to give my trade recap for Friday. I'll pull up the date, but this trade was taken on last Friday. I do want to apologize for getting this video out, a couple of days later. After trading, I wanted to spend time with my girl, and I was super tired. I had to work the next day and things like that, so I couldn't really get the video out to you guys. But again, with every trade we take, we make that video. We journal, right? It's part of the process. So the date on this trade would have been the 16th of January 2026, and on this trade, we did go break even. But I'll kind of give my instance of what I was looking for, right? In terms of like how my bias was like really perceived. I don't want to go on the 4 hour or the 1 hour just because if I do that, I'll kind of mess it up. I'll just do it. All good. Doesn't matter. But as you can see, around this time, we didn't really have a bias set in mind. We haven't really taken out any like lows to kind of any like high time frame lows or highs that kind of resulted in that trend. So what we had was just a big fat like consolidation area, like real choppy. Even the 1 hour as well, we didn't really have any fair value gaps to work on, as we were like super choppy in terms of that sense. We didn't have any high time frame. We didn't take out any high time frame highs or lows that we could really like look to take a trade from. I did mark out a couple of these key highs though that I would have liked to see get taken out or made our way towards as a draw on the day. But my bias was more perceived on what we were doing on the 15-minute, because that's also another high time frame. When the 1 hour and the 4 hour isn't doing anything, we can use the 15-minute to kind of determine bias, or that was my thinking on the process. But as you can see, that before market open, so this would have been, so market opened here. So market opened on this candle, and I'm looking at previous price action, and I'm seeing that like, hey, like we've taken out these lows. We had a nice V-shaped recovery. We're looking to maybe target higher highs as a draw on the day. And within that, we also invalidated this fair value gap. So it would have been nice to go short. But again, after taking out these 15-minute lows, we invalidated this fair value gap, or this bearish POI once again. And in the process, we made some 15-minute gaps as well as some 5-minute gaps here, which then drew me onto the 5-minute. And on the 5-minute, I was just kind of looking for some draws to be taken out, right? I really wanted these lows and these lows to get taken out, because that way all liquidity would have been taken out. But what we got was we did take out these lows. We tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap here, right? And then we had a V-shaped recovery, and I took the retracement and ended up, like price ended up not like closing strongly above this high or like continuing on the trend, and we end up reacting off this 5-minute fair value gap, which was here, in which I'll pull it up somewhere here. Oh, super far back. Yeah. So we had a nice pullback into this 1-minute fair value gap. We get a nice reaction out of it, in which I went long. And as you can see, I went long. Break even was this high here, but I actually closed out manually after tapping into these highs when price kind of reversed. I'm just like, okay, cool. Like it looks like from the point of where we should be reversing from, it looks like we're not going to be reversing from there, especially when we had a huge kind of down close candle when we, as soon as we tap those highs. I'll just leave it on the 5 minute and use alpha as the 1 minute execution stuff. But anyways, yeah, my bias was determined just because we had these 50-minute fair value gaps be invalidated on to the downside, in which, you know, we kind of used it as like, okay, cool, we took out these lows, we had a nice V-shaped recovery, we closed we closed nicely, play off the retracement to take out these highs once again. So like, and like so the draw, like the play ended up like working out. It's just that we end up taking out these lows once again. So we end up taking out the trade that I took, as well as taking out these lows. These were kind of relative equal lows, and you know, price starts to react from this 5 minute, which I drew up before. You know, we get that push that we were looking for to take out these highs as well as these highs as well. Yeah, it's just one of those things that, like, you know, I played off what the market gave me. But yeah, going over our checklist, right? Like we, in terms of high time frame bias, we had that on the 15 minute. So our high time frame bias was established, right? We had liquidity being taken out. We had that 50-minute. We had a reaction from zones. So once we took out these 50-minute lows, we had a V-shaped recovery back up to the upside, and with that, we created some fair value gaps, and down to the candle closes, which I'll pull up now on the trade I took, as well as V-shaped recovery, reactions from zones. Yep, liquidity was taking high time frame bias. Yep, low time frame execution. Right. So in terms of low time frame execution, right, I see that we react after taking out these lows. So that would have been all the lows that I would have liked to see get taken out. So as he's saying, we chop, 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 we come down, we take out these lows, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, this is a long opportunity for me, according to my bias. We had a nice V-shaped recovery, closing it well above these highs here. Right, we wait on the retracement, we wait on the reaction from the zone, which is what we had on this candle here. I entered, just targeting these highs here, but obviously this was the draw on the day, just because these were equal highs. And yeah, break even was at this high here, but ended up going. I marked out where I got out, but I ended up getting out here, just because you know, we had this candle, and I'm just like, oh, like, I'm not sure, you know, not sure. And then we had this huge candle down here, and I'm just like, oh, well, like, it wasn't like a super bearish candle. Like, yeah, there's some volume towards it, but like, and then when I see the third candle forming, I'm like, oh yeah, like, I think it's time to just, you know, cut the trade short there, and just, you know, take responsibility that, like, hey, this trade isn't probably gonna work out. You know, it's time to get out a little bit early. And what did the trade end up doing? The trade ended up taking out these lows once again, tapped into this 5 minute fair value gap, which is below, and then we get that reaction, we get that retracement, we get that reaction once again, and, you know, we continue from there. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I can't really, you know, it just this would have been a nice trade actually, but yeah, again, just one of those things where can't really do much. The market doesn't owe us nothing, you know, it doesn't react to any of, you know, the market does whatever it wants, and we just have to use probable and kind of figure out where opportunities exist and where they don't exist. So to me, this was the opportunity, just because we cleared out all liquidity within the zone here, and we had that V-shaped recovery, we had that reaction, right, from the 5 minute fair value gap, as well as these zones here. We had a 5 minute inversion that was here also, right, and react strongly, and, you know, decided to go long based on, you know, the reaction that we had, as well as clearing out all this sell side down here. So yeah, overall, I would say a decent trade. It's just We got unlucky on the timing, which is okay. You know, we live, we learn, move on to the next. But yeah, just want to wrap it up for Friday's trade. Yeah, just want to get this video out super quickly before market opens in a couple of hours. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next video.